Show. Turn up your mind.
We're going to start with the Secret Service text messages. The Secret Service now saying those messages that may have been able to corroborate some or even all of the events of January 6th are likely gone forever.
They erased them.
After being issued a subpoena by the House Select Committee investigating the attack, the agency had until yesterday to turn over its records from January 5th and 6th of 2021 that it said had been accidentally erased. But after initially being hopeful that the data could be recovered, committee member Stephanie Murphy revealed otherwise.
We received a letter today that did provide us with a lot of documents and some data. However, we did not receive the additional text messages that we were looking for. They received 4 requests from congressional committees on January 16th to preserve records. And they had this planned migration for the 25th, I believe, of January. And nobody along the way stopped and thought, well, maybe we shouldn't do the migration of data and of the devices until we are able to fulfill these 4 requests from Congress.
Bullpucky. Okay. This is institutional rot. You see, you understand, you know this, right? You know. The idea that it doesn't matter who the president of the United States is, please dispose of that idea, because what happens is you get these sycophantic, lunatic, fringy, tinfoil hat dudes who then take over places like the Department of Justice.
I think spying did occur.
Right? You have an institutional rot at the Department of Defense, so that you need to remove the Secretary of Defense and put in the acting Secretary of Defense, who then gives a stand-down order to the National Guard for January 6th, right? So now we know the Supreme Court has been captured by a bunch of Christian nationalists, which is code for white supremacists who believe that the leader of the free world is Jesus and not Moses and not Buddha and not you and not the people, just their idea of what it should look like. Their version of Sharia law shall commence, right? Women shouldn't be able to travel, and there should be forced birth, and rape is not, a reason. It's an excuse. It's unbelievable. But now we're finding out, not only has Congress been taken over, by the Tea Party freaks. Remember all that? You remember Ginny Thomas and, the Tea Party patriots, Americans for Prosperity, all of this money just looking throughout the country for the most fringy, lunatic, crazy, psycho people they could find. People who didn't know how to govern, didn't want to know how to govern, just believed in crazy conspiracies like QAnon, or believed in, destroying the government to save it, drowning it so that it, making it small enough to drown in a bathtub. Like this violent imagery, right? So Ginny Thomas with her Tea Party Patriots groups and all these people, they went and they burrowed into the government. And now we find out the Secret Service has become a political organization as well. The freaking Secret Service that takes an oath to defend and protect the continuity of government, right? This is why they say they will take a bullet for the president. They'll take a bullet for the president, but they won't hand over their cell phones. It makes no sense unless you understand that it was the people that were picked to be on the presidential detail were picked by Tony Ornato, who was he was the lead on Donald Trump's presidential detail. And then the president decided he was sufficiently loyal enough. Remember, Keith Schiller was the president's bodyguard, and all of a sudden Keith Schiller just disappeared. Never heard another word from him. And Tony Ornato became the president's body man. And after Trump, was sure that this man had taken an oath of loyalty, an oath of omerta to him, not to the Constitution, not to continuity of government, not to the country in which he serves and gets paid, but instead to Donald Trump, Tony Ornato was then given a political job. He was made the deputy chief of staff in the White House, in the United States White House. Now, I told you that there were a lot of Secret Service dudes who were really, really peeved. They were disturbed and upset by a Secret Service man being given a political job. And there is nothing more political than working in the White House for a president, especially this last one who sees politics in everything. And so now all of a sudden we find out the dates. Okay, so on January 16th, January 6th happens on January 6th. 10 days later, four parts of the government, the Department of Homeland Security, the House of Representatives, I mean, we didn't even have a January 6th committee yet, right? They were all sending preserved documents, information, orders to the Secret Service and to Department of Homeland Security personnel. That was on January 16th. Their migration, which they say caused them to lose all the text messages from January 5th and 6th, which they failed to preserve them, even though they were told on January 16th to preserve. They migrated all this information, they say, on the 25th of January. So they were given a preserved documents order 10 days before their migration. Now, you think about it this way, okay? You and me, we probably have a flip phone in the kitchen drawer sitting there right now that has text messages on it from 20 years ago. But the Secret Service that does forensic, phone audits all the time to recover information, they have lost the text messages of 24 Secret Service officers, 24 of them.